Afternoon, folks. I hope you are well. Welcome to episode 2 of Watching Watches. So I mentioned in my previous video that I had sold my Seiko Sharp Edge. Indeed I have. It's now been shipped off and on its way to its purchaser. And the replacement watch, which was pretty much a like for like in terms of what I sold the watch for and what I bought this one for. So I'm very happy with that. Didn't really have to take any money out of my pocket. So that was the general aim of things. There is, well, we'll talk about it. Let me just get the box open. So I've broken the seal on the box. It literally just arrived a few minutes ago, but I have not yet opened the box, the actual watch box. So it is a Tissot. I have other Tissot watches which we'll see in the future. All right, let's just get straight into it. So this is the new Tissot T-Race, and it's actually just a new watch they've released, I think in 2024 if I'm not mistaken. And I actually went to a jeweler's shop, and saw this watch for the first time. It had only just been stocked, and on their website as well it says it's just only recently been stocked. You can still see there's still bits of plastic on there, but the clasp is actually still covered in plastic. I tried this watch on, and it's a shop that I have bought watches from before, and in the past they had given me a discount whenever I bought a watch because I was a repeat customer. But when I went to have a look at this watch, they said, sorry, but we had clear instructions from up on high that we're no longer able to give any discounts. So I kind of could live with that. That's, the shop has to do what it has to do. And but I went online. I went on eBay and see if this is anywhere to be found. I wasn't expecting it because it's really a new release, but I found it on eBay. There was just the one, and it was on a buy it now price. I'm actually looking at it now, and I can see there are some marks on it, but it's not drastic. It was on a buy it now price. I sent a message to the seller. I asked him if he would accept a little bit less, and we came to an agreement on a price, and he agreed to it, and here is the watch. So I would have liked to have bought it from the jeweler. I'm in there quite regularly, but the price difference between the retail price and the purchase price was like £150. I actually bought this for like £150 off retail for a brand new watch which has just been released. So it was a figure I couldn't really resist. So it's a nice chunky watch. What I was looking for in this watch was a watch which I could wear every day, and the idea of the Sharp Edge was to have a standard watch to wear every day, as opposed to the diver watches which I wear a lot of the time. This is my King Turtle from Seiko. So I wanted something which wasn't dressy, like the Cocktail Hour. Wasn't too dressy, I should say, and it wasn't too tool-like like these large Seikos. And this, I think, just falls in between just nicely. It's got enough dressiness to it to be smart whenever you wear it, but it's chunky enough to be like a daily sort of driver. And the design just really spoke to me straight away as soon as I saw it. I'm seeing vibes of the Royal Oak and vibes of the Patek Philippe, with this round bit here on the sides, but also the faceted edges here. They're not quite, because it curves in just there, so it's not quite AP, but it's got hints of AP on there as well. What I also really liked was the lugs here. Well, I say bolts or whatever you want to call them. Presumably just decorative, but looking very nice, and they're actually correctly angled opposite each other, which you do see on some watches very poorly done where the screws don't actually match. If this is just stamped into the bezel, then obviously that would make sense, but they do look like they are actual screws, but I don't actually know. What I thought was also a nice feature was these little bolts on the crown guard. I like that. You've got a stamped crown. We've got an exhibition back which looks very, very nice. This is the T-Race, so it's got has some connections with motorbike racing, so hence some of the sort of quite robust and rugged look to it. These sort of bolts there. I'm not actually sure what that, I suppose this is integrated, yeah, so you couldn't really change this, I don't think. But you've got this sort of hatching design on the inside of the display back, which looks really cool. And from what I'm seeing here, these bolts actually are bolts, because I can't see how you can open this case otherwise. There is no, it doesn't look like it's a screw back. There's no other way of opening it, so it looks to me like you'd have to take these bolts off and take it out from the front if you wanted to do anything with the watch. So for most people this is a return to base kind of thing for servicing or something like that. Well, it doesn't look like it's a screw back, screw and crown. No, it's not. I think this has got 100 meters of water resistance. But also what I liked about this is that the majority of the watch is brushed, but on the insides of the links you've got polished areas, which is much less likely to get scratched. So I like that. So that sort of shiny glint that you'll get when it catches the light should stay with this watch for a long time. Another reason why I like this watch was, although it's not a huge, some of these with the bigger clasps, you'd have 4 or 5 micro adjustments. This one has 3, and I couldn't understand why until I closed the clasp, and you can see that there's this bit here goes inside that, and presumably that would impede. Actually, I don't think it does. I'm not actually sure why they didn't do more micro adjustments, to be honest. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. But 3 should be enough for anybody, because if it's more than 3, you want to be taking out another link anyway. It looks pretty solid. Okay, so I'm not reviewing the watch because obviously I haven't worn the watch yet, and this is just a box opening, just to give you a quick initial view of the watch. Really good looking display back, actually. Nice sunburst dial. I'm a big fan of blue. I think a lot of people like blue dials whenever they want something other than basic black. A lot of people go for blue. When you go for anything else, it sometimes can be a little bit, like for instance, green is a color I have gone for before. I did have a cocktail hour in green, but it kind of, I like the sort of open air outdoor kind of look to it, but in the end I always fell back to blue, hence I sold the green one as well. So all in all, very nice. You can see a little bit of a taper on, that's quite a wide lug link there, and then it's progressively goes down a bit. That one's also a little bit larger than that one, and I think the rest of them are pretty uniform. So I think it's the first 3 which taper down, and then these 3 are uniform. Yeah, you can see that because those are the ones which are adjustable. Makes sense. Okay. Very, very nice. So there's a bit of a taper there as well. I really, really like this watch. Hopefully it'll be a comfortable watch. Let's see what size it is. I'm assuming that the guy who had it just decided it didn't work for them and decided to sell it. The size is very close. I might be able to just get away with micro adjusting. That's a very handsome watch. Size wise, very, very nice. A lot of my watches are 42, 43s, really big watches, but when I first moved to getting a dress watch, which was the cocktail hour, it kind of changed something in me. I was always about chunky watches, and then when I put a smaller watch on, I really, really enjoyed it. It was so comfortable and lightweight, and wasn't sort of weighing down on my wrist. I still enjoy a chunky watch, but I do very much also enjoy a lighter watch. And it's about finding the right balance, about finding the right diameter. This one is a 41mm, so suits me just fine. I'm looking forward to wearing this, and hopefully I'll give you a more in-depth view of the watch at some point in the future. Thanks very much. Catch you on the next one.